Today, we'll be covering neural basis for behavior learning and cognition. The behavior we'll be dissecting today is grooming. This animal behavior is often used to maintain hygiene. In the following presentation, we will understand how cats engage in this behavior and understand the development on a neural basis. Here we'll watch two grooming videos in two different species. It can be observed that while these species are different, they appear to have the same goal of soothing themselves under the circumstance of some stimulus leading them to this instinctual behavior. Adaptive values can be described in this context of felidae as a behavioral trait that has persisted through multiple generations as it impacted the survival for this species. In this case, a positive impact. Ways in which felidae make use of this behavioral trait is seen as they interact with one another, usually an alpha caring for a submissive, which we can see in these two pictures. Another interesting note is how kittens are instinctually groomed at birth by their mothers. This supports the idea that grooming behaviors are introduced very early on in developmental stages of their lives. Additionally, adaptive values also include retaining homeostatic imbalances in body temperature. Interestingly, saliva in cats, while it has many uses, one included in grooming behavior is to insulate their body temperature. This stimulation to their fur also allows for alertness and sensory awareness from frequent engagement with those specialized skin receptors. Grooming can be used for marking territories by the distribution of scent. In the carnivora, a desire to clean up post-meal may be important to hide from competitors in their environment. It has also been found to reduce stress, while grooming is a self-soothing mechanism for cats and other preening animals. Moving on to consideration of costs and benefits. A clear cost to grooming behavior is the energy cost. While in the state of cleaning themselves, they often follow a familiar and routine pattern, which would draw their focus away from perhaps a potential predator or other unexpected interruption. This investment of time makes them vulnerable to unexpected encounters or possible threats. As for benefits, the adaptive values, as previously mentioned, have shown benefits in this behavior that have caused it to persist for generations. To recap, we have the thermoregulation, social bonding, and hygiene maintenance. In cases of maladaptive environments, this behavior, in more practically the state of vulnerability, can put these animals at risks. Competitive environments where time expended on grooming could be a missed opportunity for gathering resources like food resources. Overgrooming is associated with psychological alopecia, which can have detrimental costs to the health and wellness of the cat. A desert environment, for example, the cat being in direct sunlight for a long duration can be very damaging to their skin. Cats can also ingest foreign materials on their fur by consistent grooming in environments with harmful toxins. perhaps unsanitary or overcrowded urban environments with feral cats. It could be expected that parasites and other pathogens are easily distributed. And once these are ingested, they cause major health issues and organ failure. So the following sections will answer topics associated with neural basis for grooming behavior. We have sensory stimulus. We will determine aspects of learning versus cognitive processes in this behavior. And we'll also look at the pathway of grooming behavior in the nervous system. Cats are stimulated in direct and indirect ways. These cause responses such as bites, licks, and scratches, which are all classified under grooming behavior. The stimulus is processed at frontal neocortical and pointile lesions. An example of a stimulus that causes this behavior that comes to mind is tactile contact. So if they're feeling foreign substances, unexpected running into an object, or overstimulated with touch, that can trigger these grooming reactions. A study conducted by Michael Trulson on cat grooming behavior found the importance of thyroid hormones. What they did is they took cats with and without a thyroid present to see if any abnormal grooming behavior would occur. They found that a decrease in serotonin induces these abnormal behaviors. 5-HTP, more specifically, is sent to the chemoreceptors in the brain, and then this increases the release of serotonin. Additionally, glucocorticoids are essential to grooming behavior as they function in the cognitive aspect as a response to the internal stimulus of the serotonin release. And then an interesting takeaway from this research included that grooming occupies 67% of time of the day for when cats are not sleeping. This drawing breaks down the 5-HTP signaling to the chemoreceptors in the frontal neocortical and pointile lesions. They respond by releasing the neurotransmitter serotonin, which is represented by the orange ball. Cats with abnormal grooming behavior have additional lesions that alter the pathway. This results in an interruption for the signals to reach the raphe nuclei and superior cochlea fibers. The response can't process normally, and as a result, cats will be over grooming or not grooming at all. In the lecture presentation introducing neural basis for behavior learning and cognition, learning is defined as relatively permanent change in behavior as a result of experience. Some of these examples include imprinting, memory, and grooming as an instinctual behavior. Cognition is described as acquisition, storage, retrieval, and use of information for decision making. So this is more of a problem-solving skill. So in this drawing, we have an example of the feedback loop of nervous system, sensory processing, and motor neuron response. So let's say the cat is playing with a toy for some time now and suddenly starts licking themselves, and we ask, how does this occur? The thyroid sends a signal to the superior cochleus, where serotonin pathway takes place to signal motor neurons to respond to this external stress. Within the SC, it's determined that grooming behavior is the correct response to the adrenaline release, serotonin release, and other chemical shifts in the body to self-regulate. Here we have a molecular level of the glucocorticoid aspect when it's released from the adrenal glands. Thank you. How do I stop?